What if a simple dispute over a pig almost led to war between two of the most powerful nations of the 19th century, Britain and the United States? The story of the Pig War is one of history's strangest standoffs, where a single pig came dangerously close to sparking an international conflict. Welcome to the extraordinary tale of the Pig War of 1859, a bizarre yet fascinating episode in American and British history. This wasn't a traditional war fought over land, power, or politics, at least not at first. It all began with one seemingly trivial event: the shooting of a pig on San Juan Island, nestled between Vancouver Island and the mainland United States. But this incident quickly escalated into a tense military standoff that could have had far-reaching consequences. Today, we'll uncover how diplomacy and cooler heads prevailed, preventing a pig from becoming the catalyst for war. The stage for the Pig War was set in 1846 with the signing of the Oregon Treaty between the United States and Great Britain. This treaty aimed to resolve territorial disputes in the Pacific Northwest by drawing the boundary along the 49th parallel, down through the channel separating Vancouver Island from the mainland. However, the treaty's language was ambiguous, particularly regarding the cluster of islands in the region, including San Juan Island, which both nations claimed. This small island held strategic importance, making it a valuable prize in the eyes of both British and American settlers. By the late 1850s, tensions simmered between the two groups living on the island. The Americans were independent farmers, while the British worked for the Hudson's Bay Company, primarily engaged in sheep farming. These conflicting interests set the stage for an unusual showdown. The story truly begins on June 15, 1859, when an American farmer named Lyman Cutlar found a pig rooting in his garden, feasting on his potatoes. Frustrated, Cutlar shot the pig. The pig belonged to Charles Griffin, a British employee of the Hudson's Bay Company who allowed his livestock to roam freely. When Griffin confronted Cutlar, the American offered $10 as compensation, but Griffin refused, viewing the offer as an insult. This small disagreement quickly escalated as both sides sought support from their respective governments. Fearing British legal repercussions, the American settlers appealed for military protection. Responding with enthusiasm, Brigadier General William S. Harney, an anti-British officer, sent troops to San Juan Island. Captain George Pickett, later famous for Pickett's Charge during the Civil War, led a detachment of American soldiers to the island in July 1859. The British responded by deploying 3 warships to the area under the command of Captain Geoffrey Hornby. What began as a minor incident turned into a full-blown standoff. At its height, the Americans stationed 461 soldiers with 14 cannons, while the British assembled a fleet of 5 warships carrying over 2,000 men. Tensions were high, and war seemed inevitable. The standoff created immense pressure on both sides. The American settlers feared the overwhelming might of the British Navy, while the British were wary of sparking a larger conflict with the United States, particularly given their other global commitments. Communication delays between local commanders and their governments only added to the uncertainty. On the ground, both American and British forces exercised remarkable restraint. Despite the military buildup, no shots were fired, a testament to the level-headedness of the men on both sides. Nevertheless, the risk of a single misstep leading to bloodshed loomed over the entire episode. Ultimately, cooler heads prevailed. The U.S. government, under President James Buchanan, and British officials stepped in to defuse the situation through diplomacy. In October 1859, both sides agreed to a temporary solution, a joint military occupation of San Juan Island. The Americans and British maintained small garrisons on opposite ends of the island, ensuring peace while negotiations continued. The joint occupation lasted until 1871, when the matter was referred to international arbitration. In 1872, a commission led by Kaiser Wilhelm I of Germany ruled in favor of the United States, establishing the boundary through the Haro Strait. San Juan Island officially became American territory, bringing the dispute to a peaceful conclusion. The Pig War remains a unique episode in history, a near conflict sparked by a pig, yet resolved without a single human casualty. It highlights the importance of diplomacy and restraint in resolving international disputes. Beyond its quirky origins, the Pig War is a reminder that even the smallest incidents can have the potential to escalate, and that peace often depends on the ability to compromise. Today, the San Juan Islands stand as a symbol of peaceful conflict resolution. Visitors to the San Juan Island National Historical Park can learn about this fascinating chapter in history, where a pig almost changed the course of international relations. If you enjoyed this quirky tale from history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let us know in the comments which historical event you'd like us to explore next.